Hey, hi, hello, how are ya? Meister Cheery here, friendly neighborhood non-binary. Pronouns they, them, she, her, please. Welcome to another episode of Wake Up Wednesday, episode 15. Commander Pineapple would like a word with you, please. I mean, I added a few more words in there at the end of it, but we'll get past it. We'll be okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Y'all doing great? Excellent, excellent. Hope you are swell. We are still doing the fundraiser. Actually, let me get that link in chat for you. Use. We're still doing the fundraiser. It's still active. If you can only, go ahead and please donate ya. Fundraiser link is boom. Only donate if you can, please. We are asking for direct donation because Twitch payout is locked this month already, and the deadline is coming up soon. Thank you in advance. I'm spelling so terribly on that last word. Okay, boom, we're gonna pin it. It's up there. Once again, only donate if you can. Anything helps, much appreciated. Thank you so much. If you cannot donate, sharing is also free. You don't have to, but that would be appreciated too. Sometimes you can end up sharing it to somebody who might end up covering the whole amount. You never know. Like that one content creator that got bashed because apparently everybody thinks all content creators are rich if they have a large following. She asked for she did a fundraiser for herself for dental care, and she got dragged through the mud because apparently people asking for money, um, or I guess let's just say, let's be honest, people being poor nowadays and coming in front of a camera at the same time apparently insults people now. Like, how dare you tell us you're poor and then ask for money? Like, how dare you? Um, but yeah, she asked for money. People dragged her through mud. Push come to shove, eventually somebody covered the whole thing. Because it got around and eventually somebody covered the whole thing. So you never know. Like, if you can't help, maybe sharing it might get it to somebody who can help. But let's get into what we're actually here for beyond that. The news. Let's start out with the shitty news. Let's start out with the shitty news. This was a club. Everybody was of a particular complexion, similar to myself, and shit hit the fucking fan.
Tell people y'all getting out of here. Y'all keep up this bullshit, we gonna be here.
Actually, I just realized ads are going, so we're gonna wait till ads come back. We're gonna pause for ads. I should have been paying attention to that screen over there because that screen over there shows me when the ads are going, and then that screen over there shows me when the ads are going. For once, I was finally paying attention to just this screen. Because I noticed I watched last week's episode and I was like, man, I was looking over at that screen a lot. Why the fuck was I doing that? Um, Mind you, when I think I look all over the place, so I was actually looking all over the place, but like my head was turned that way, and I don't understand why. Hey, Chew. I mean, Chew, I called you Chew. I was reading what you. Woo! Hello, Chesh, my darling, my sweet. How are you? You're sleepy. You're eepers. Yeah, I was lurking. I was lurking. I was lurking, but I was in Lucy's stream, which I was technically lurking there too because I was trying to get ready for this. So I was looking at both of your streams. So yeah, I bet you are sleepy. Yeah, she's doing great. She's doing great. I love it. Like because like she said, normally like her former self would have shut down due to everything that's going on. I shouldn't be saying this on stream, but yeah, I mean, let's be real. Everybody's got mental illness, whatever. She said she'd be taking it much harder before, but she's doing better. She's getting better. She's learning things about herself, and she's getting better. That's good. Talking about progress isn't a bad thing, so I shouldn't be against that. There's all kinds of people who have complex issues that lead to just depression and things like that. So, but she's doing good. She's getting through it. We're gonna make it through it. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Even if we don't like get the goal here, I will find a way. I will. It'll be fine. I am too. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm proud of her too. Yep. I appreciate you, Chesh. You're a great friend. You're an excellent friend. You're better than like people I've known for so much longer than I've known you, to be completely honest. So I really appreciate you as a friend. Thank you. I appreciate that, Chesh. I really do. I honestly do. I'm trying not to cry right now because we're not going to do that on stream. We do that when the camera's off. Because God help you if you cry on camera, people think it's fake. Anyways, let's get on with the news before that happens. This shit's wild.
Tell people y'all getting out of here. Y'all keep up this bullshit, we gonna be here. Yeah, I got the whole city told it. Hey! Back up! Back up! Everybody back up! You got plenty of room. Back up! No. Hey, y'all just had me at the station yesterday, man. Y'all just had me at the station yesterday, man. Y'all somebody out of Ross tonight. Come on, y'all just had me up there. Y'all just seized my BMW yesterday. I just acted fool up there yesterday. I know y'all, I'm good. I was just at Ridgeway Station yesterday. All day. Y'all stopped my car and everything. You was just at the scene yesterday. You the one that stopped me. The BMW X3. Come on now. You know I ain't got no one. Come on. Yeah, that was me. Come on, let me do this motherfucker. You know y'all have to get sued. Let me get better on.
Okay, so I know we got some people here in the LGBTQ. Do I still have music playing? Please tell me I don't still have music playing. You're dancing. Do I still have music playing? I don't have music playing. No, okay. You're just having fun. Okay, we're good. So crazy shit here. Like this reminds me of basically what happened at Stonewall. Stonewall raided. It was essentially a club, right? Like wasn't it? Was it a club or like a little like? It was a place that like homosexual people were gathering. The people of the LGBTQIA plus community were gathering, and fucking police raided it because they did like the people in it. This is the same fucking thing that happened here because I think like only like 3 people were arrested. So like, and as you saw in the text, it said there was no reasonable cause for them to be doing this. It's completely unconstitutional per the defense attorney that's looking into this. What the hell's going on? And there was a mixture of the security of the club doing it, and then this task force looks like not only Memphis PD, but then people in fatigues, military. Who was that? The fucking National Guard. We're now when the National Guard was at the Reflecting Pool, and now the National Guard is at a Memphis club, wrapping up people. This sounds like this might have something to do with you going after the Haitian people. I'm just saying. This sounds a little fishy. It seems a little fishy. This is weird. This is weird indeed. Some task force created by Trump himself to do what exactly? You obviously didn't have any proper leads on this place because you only arrested a couple of people. So I'm not quite sure what exactly was the point of this. Out of roughly 300 people, it says, right? You arrested a handful of people. Or seven. Sorry, not three. Seven. Seven people were arrested out of 300 people. That's not even 10%. What? This is ridiculous. That's completely and utterly ridiculous. Good God. I don't even know. I don't even fucking know. Safe Task Force. Memphis Safe Task Force. What exactly is going on in Memphis that they need a task force that's a joint task force of military and the police? I haven't heard of nothing going on in Memphis that requires that. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. I don't quite know what's going on with that. That's some more shit to piss you off. That's going on in the not really the human rights sector, but in the, well, it is still human rights, because yeah, but the politisphere, because of relation to, and this is a terrible picture to choose because I'm pretty sure he's much older than this by now, but this pederast son of a bitch is, well, as I called him, a vile monster. And beyond this, it has been said that prior to these charges, he apparently got a 14-year-old pregnant, and like nothing happened with that, I guess, because, I probably money talks, and the parents didn't fucking do anything. Because if the parents don't fucking do anything, nothing's going to fucking happen. Yeah, this man, because this, like I said, this is a picture of a child. He's much older than this. This man, I wish I had the the older picture of him up. Actually, let's just there he is. Piece of shit. This motherfucker, grown ass fucking man, doing weird shit with fucking. Well, let's not say weird, because like I said, I don't like damning the word weird. Doing strange shit with kids, fucking disgusting, and he deserves anything that happens to him, inside and outside of prison. Hopefully, he goes to prison. We'll see what happens. Um, but yeah, like, let's just take into account that within the MAGA sphere. Hey, what's up, Rory? Within the MAGA sphere, that these motherfuckers, like the women in there are weird and subservient. So what are you, like, you're a special kind of fucking weird or strange when you're one of these motherfuckers doing shit with kids. Like, what the fuck? Like, you were a sick son of a fucking bitch. You were a sick son of a bitch. You're a straight up pederast. Like, there's no excuse for it. Like, it's not, whoa. I consider her a woman, like fucking Hegseth said. She's a grown woman. No, that was a child, you disgusting son of a bitch. You're a pederast. Plain and fucking simple. It's fucking disgusting. Motherfucker deserves a goddamn chair or some shit like that. I mean, I know a lot of people in the far left are like, oh, rehabilitation for everybody. I don't fucking know about this. I don't fucking know about this. This fucking sick son of a bitch. God, I don't even want to fucking talk about it anymore. It's fucking gross. Um, Another depressing thing in politics. Um, yeah, Hong lost. Unfortunately, people care more about Thanksgiving than they do about their own rights. Oh my God, is that English? Cherno bring back walking the plank. If Buddy talks to them, maybe I force feed the creeps money till body explodes. I mean, technically that would work. Scientifically, that would work. Force feed somebody any solid matter, it's eventually going to make them explode. So technically, yes, that would work. Yes, you are correct. You are 100% correct. But yeah, this is unfortunate. A DSA Candidate, death by 1,000 internal banknote paper cuts. Oh, that would be excellent. Internal bleeding from like just what a bunch of fucking deposit slips. Show a bunch of deposit slips down their throat. You like money so much, huh? Ah! It is internal bleeding from paper deposit slip paper cuts. Jesus Christ. Oh my lord. Can you eat a Bitcoin? I mean, if you're a computer virus, I guess. Yeah, a computer virus can eat a Bitcoin, right? Right? And if they ain't dying fast enough, you could turn them into a pinata. Right. Get those deposit slips right back. There you go. Get those deposit. I mean, shit, in a slammer, they might turn his ass into a pinata. They definitely might. They definitely might turn him into a pinata. They might turn him into all kinds of things. We'll see. We'll fucking see. And people say don't wish that upon people when they're in there, but it depends on what you did, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be real. Like I said, this is real talk. Not all of us in the DSA agree on all the same things. That's the thing. Like they said, Big Tent. Not all of us think everybody is able to be reformed. Some of us do. Not all of us do. Not all of us do. Not one of them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I'm not that type of religious that would be like forgive everybody either. So I'm not being a hypocrite. So like I've said before, the closest thing I am is to Buddhism, and I don't even practice it because they would tell me to forgive everybody, and I'm not gonna fucking do that. Um, Hell, they tell you to forgive every living thing in general. Like you have to be overly fucking cautious of things you do in life. It's fucking crazy. But no, Hong lost. Like I said, apparently people care more about Thanksgiving than their rights. I'm just joking because if you don't know, she was talking about canceling Thanksgiving, which was inherently catering to the indigenous vote, right? Um, Telling indigenous people essentially, I understand how Thanksgiving feels to you. She wasn't really meaning she was going to cancel Thanksgiving. You can't cancel Thanksgiving. It was kind of a joke at the same time saying, hey, indigenous people, I fucks with you because indigenous people are cool. They fuck with shit like that, right? Like the joke like that, they fuck with. Like, because when you see on social media, like they aren't they're real people, right? Like they aren't all like, overly spiritual in the way they speak, like people think. They keep thinking, like Chief Running Bull and he's gonna speak to you in a certain fucking way. No, like they're real ass fucking people. And they tend to be cool ass fucking people too. So like she was trying to speak to them, in a way that they speak to us with their protests. Like their protests aren't just straight up protests sometimes. Sometimes it's some funny fucking shit that you just read that they do. Like there's this one guy that I follow on Threads. Like everything he posts is funny as fuck while he's protesting the fact that indigenous people is treated like shit in America. Um, but yeah, that was pretty crazy how they treated her. Tasteful joke that laugh with and not laugh at. Exactly, that's what she was doing, right? And like, of course, American people are just like, oh my god, thanks. What do you mean? I love Thanksgiving. Oh my god, I can't. No, I can't believe it. And you care more about that, then let's go over a few things. The guy that they voted for does not give a shit about data center moratoriums. Now, if you don't know what that means, basically it means he's going to let them build data centers. He's going to let them build data centers and fuck up your ecosystem. So there you go. Have fun with that. Have fun with unclean water that you can't fucking do nothing with. You're going to have to ship water in. You're going to have to ship water in. Who can afford that? Who can afford that? Anyways, moving the fuck on. Let me see. I had some notes. Let me pull them up. I researched the fuckwad. I don't like them. I feel like they just went with the black guy, and I can say that because I'm black. So that's what it was. They just went with the black guy. Um. Yeah. Medicare for all. He don't give two shits about that. He actually wants to open up that shitty ass, overly expensive fucking marketplace more, adding more expensive shit on there. He wants to add Medicaid on there, basically. He wants to allow you to buy into Medicaid. People won't be able to afford that either. Shut the fuck up. That's stupid. No. No, that's not what people want. God damn it. And then he doesn't give a fuck about abolishing ICE. He doesn't care two shits about abolishing ICE. And he doesn't even want to stop interaction between local authorities and ICE. He simply wants to limit it. I just want to limit it. Wants to limit. You're a fucking Republican, dude. You're a fucking Republican. You fucking idiots. You voted for a goddamn Republican. You didn't vote for a Democrat. You didn't even vote for a liberal. You voted for a fucking Republican. You goddamn stupid. I'm sorry. You're fucking stupid. You failed. You people failed because you give a shit about the wrong fucking things. But I don't fucking live there, so it's not my fucking problem, I guess. Because this is the governor, so this was for governorship. It's really only going to affect them, Wisconsin, in the long run. So I care about your Congress and Senate more than I care about your governorship. Me caring about your governorship was me caring about you, Wisconsinites. I care more about you than you care about yourselves. Fantastic. Moving on. This is actually an excellent thing to segue into. I will be okay, not because everything is fine, but because I am surprisingly difficult to destroy. And like this kind of this, we're trying to pick it back up now. Because like yeah, looking at all that shit before, it's like things are not okay. Things are definitely not okay. And it's not even a matter of, oh, things have gotten worse. Don't even fucking say that. Things have always been this fucking bad. Just social media is putting a magnifying glass on it. Things have always been this fucking bad. Certain things are getting worse, but all the things I just went over, they pretty much already happened. Like I said, the first one, Stonewall, same fucking situation, right? It's already fucking happened. It's probably happened in several other situations where we just didn't get it on fucking camera. Unfortunately, there's plenty of people in places of power that are connected, that are either sexual offenders themselves or connected to a sexual offender, as in their child or husband or some family member. That was the second thing we went over. That's not something new either, unfortunately. And then various candidates that are better for you not being picked over the individual that is obviously going with corporate fucking choices. That's not new either. But still, even though everything's not okay, we move on because we are difficult to destroy. Surprisingly, new gender surprisingly difficult to destroy. Not, what was it? The tick was nigh. Remember the tick? The tick was nigh invulnerable, right? Like you're nigh invulnerable. Be nigh invulnerable. Be like the tick. Be like the tick. You can be resilient. You can get through the shit even though it feels like, oh my god, things are worse than ever. Like I said, it's not really. It's not really. We're just seeing it more because people are talking about it more. It's more available to you now. The news, as more people are starting to find out, keeps a lot of the shit out of your view that they don't want you to see. Social media, it's a lot easier to see a lot of things now. So if you could survive these things before, you can survive them now. If you weren't destroyed from them before, you're not going to be destroyed by them now. Plain and simple. And then you deserve a life you don't constantly need to recover from. Do whatever it takes to get there. Now, in my opinion, I think part of that is making certain political moves like, voting for people like this. But key phrases, whatever, I guess. I don't know. That's just me, I guess. I don't know. I'm just saying. Voting for the guy that's okay with data centers? Probably not going to help you get there. Voting for a guy that doesn't give a shit about the immigration force that has killed several American citizens? Not even immigrants, American citizens? White people, black people? Not even the Hispanic and Latin people that they were targeting? This was prior to going after Haitian people, right? That they were killing black people, white people? Mm-hmm. Like the first, by the way, a lot of people don't even know this. The first day that Trump was inaugurated was the first death that ICE did. I'm going to repeat that. The very first day that Trump was inaugurated and his ICE task force went and ran amok, they killed somebody. They shot somebody the very first day. Look it up. Look it up. Come back to me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I remember reading this and I was shocked. I was actually shocked by that. Like I was like, that's pretty insane. I wasn't expecting it to be that bad. That's pretty fucking bad. Very first day that he was sworn into office, ready to go. Boom, go out there, do what we had planned ahead of time. Obviously, because if you went and killed somebody that quick, the very first day that you found out that you could go and do that shit and get away with it, because they talk about how they talk about that shit in behind closed doors, and it's not good. It's not good. They talk about you are more important than anybody the fuck else out there, basically. Um, I'm very first day, very first goddamn day, voting for people that are that are okay with these motherfuckers being out here. I don't think I don't I don't think that's applying to this, but you do what you gotta do. You do what you gotta do, honey. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and that's gonna be voting for people like this. But whatever. You do what you gotta do. What is this? Ah, yes, this is an excellent little quote from Bruce Lee. If you always put limits on everything you do, physical or anything else, it will spread into your work and into your life. There are no limits. There are only plateaus. And and you must not stay there. Sorry, a little tongue tied there. You must go beyond them. All right, plain and simple. Go beyond. Plus Ultra. Y'all seen MHA? Y'all seen My Hero? Where you think they got that shit from? Where you think they got that shit from? Motherfuckers stay quoting Bruce Lee. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I've been listening to this motherfucker for a while. And a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't know that a lot of my shit comes from him. A lot of it does. A lot of the way I do shit comes from the shit that he was talking about. That motherfucker knew what he was talking about. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, he was problematic with this and problematic with that. Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck. Okay, I don't give a fuck. There's all kinds of cis men that are problematic. Like, it just comes with the fucking territory. At this point, like, there's something about all that fucking testosterone taking over your fucking body and you being okay with it. That leads to motherfuckers doing some fucking wackadoo fucking shit. Like, so what? He and his wife fought or whatever. He beat her fucking ass, did he? I don't see any fucking records of that. Oh my god, they fought. They fought. They got in arguments and shit. And they almost got a divorce. Oh my god, bitch, shut the fuck up. I don't fucking care. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Dropping fucking knowledge. Once again, he ain't never getting any fucking goddamn violent crimes on record or nothing like that. He ain't never do no weird shit or strange shit. Sorry. He ain't never do any strange shit with fucking children. None of that shit. Okay. Take these words, heed them, go beyond plus ultra. Goddamn it, fucking do it. You can do it. Goddamn it. Do it! What was it? That crazy ass motherfucker, Shia LaBeouf. Fucking do it! Just do it! Um, Another excellent individual, Miss fucking Rachel. I thought this was funny. This motherfucker was like, Miss Rachel is moving how black celebrities with fuck you money should move. Now, if you don't know what Miss Rachel's doing, Miss Rachel's been saying all kinds of shit outside of teaching kids. Like, she's been speaking out about human rights a lot lately. Like, she's moved beyond. Like, first she was talking about Palestinian children. First she what happened in Gaza really affected her a lot. She was talking about it a lot openly online. And then she segued and moved on from that. I think people's reactions of telling her to stop talking about that, she doubled down and were like, well, you know what? And she branched out. She branched out and started talking about a lot of things. And I think in the process of talking about a lot of these things, maybe some people were saying that they were offended by things that she was saying and wasn't saying, maybe. So then she made this about a day ago saying, I'm not a perfect ally and I've made mistakes. I will keep making mistakes, but I show up. I keep learning. I unlearn. I correct. I change. I read. I listen. I give. I grow. I amplify other people's voices. I care deeply. That's what being an ally is, people. Of any demographic whatsoever, doesn't fucking matter. That's what being an ally is. Because guess what? There's going to be shit that you have to learn. There's going to be shit that you have to unlearn and correct and change. And you're going to have to read and listen to do that. You're going to have to give and grow to do that. Now, you don't necessarily have to amplify other people's voices, but all of that other shit you're going to have to do if you're actually an ally. You don't have to be a perfect ally. You just have to do these things to be classified as a true ally. Now we're going to go back to this though. I want to break this down a little bit more. Why the fuck do y'all want black celebrities with fuck you money to be doing these things all of a sudden? You didn't give a shit before. We've gone decades upon decades of being like, oh, well, if they talk about certain things, then I don't want to listen to them anymore, or this or that. Didn't we? Didn't we go decades of that? Of people acting like you can't talk about certain things when people are just trying to have fun? Now all of a sudden is, why aren't you talking about this? Make up your mind. Make up your mind. What? No, I'm sure there is a demographic like myself who has always enjoyed celebrities that speak out about things. But somebody saying the phrase "fuck you, money," that just I don't think we're on the same page, brother. I don't think you've always been thinking this way. I'm just saying. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't think you've always thought about these things yourself. I might be wrong. I'm judging someone I do not know. I am. I'm 100% judging someone I don't know. So is he though. He doesn't know any of these goddamn people. He doesn't know what the fuck they do in their off time. Some of these black celebrities who have fuck you money might have been donating that fuck you money in unbelievable amounts that you'll never even see in your life. Is that doing nothing? I don't think that's doing nothing. Now, them not saying things might be because, unfortunately, in the entertainment sphere, you have to do that. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't get into that. That's one of the reasons why in acting, I've only done it as a hobby. I've never done it as a profession because I don't want to be stifled in what the fuck I'm saying on my private fucking channels. Lately, I've been looking into getting into writing and that portion of entertainment, which you can get away with saying shit online doing that because, well, you're a writer. They expect you to fucking say some shit. They expect you to be tip typing away, right? Like it's not really going to kill your career if you're out here, speaking to power or speaking against power, I guess I should say. Well, I guess it's speaking to power still, but you know what I mean. Speaking against oppression, tyranny, Nazism, racism, bigotry, misogyny, so on and so forth. But as like an actor or a singer, dancer, some shit like that, no. No, there was a time you could not say shit about the way you think one way or the other. I mean, you could say it in the conservative way, probably, because money, right? Money talks. Conservatives, a lot of those motherfuckers kind of are conservatives. So, if you go with that's the grifting side. That's the get paid to say crazy shit side, right? The conservative side. But once again, if you're speaking against oppression and speaking for human rights and things like that, that's not that side. So a lot of motherfuckers can't do what he's saying, right? A lot of those motherfuckers couldn't do that. And even now, when you do that, you're still killing certain deals, right? Will Smith, even void of the slap, even if he hadn't done the slap, the words that he said afterwards were real. Like, no joke. You have to, there's a whole bunch of shit they cannot fucking say that they want to say because it's going to affect their career. Like, come on. Who doesn't know that? Who doesn't fucking know that? Like, come on, dude. Really? Like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't say shit about what's going on, right? But, you have to know that's why. That's why they have fuck you money to begin with. They wouldn't have the fuck you money if they were out here doing that. As black people. Like Mark Ruffalo can be out here doing what he does and not get fucking shit on. He's a cis white man. Like the fuck, he's gonna be just fine. But black people, no, come on, man. Come on, bro. Come the fuck up. That's a bit crazy. That's a bit crazy to say. I don't know. It's funny, but it's crazy. That's why I was saying it was funny. Like it is kind of crazy to say that. Like once again, they should be saying things, but you can't like shit on them because oh damn, this is a shitty one coming up. Eh. But the person is stitching it, and they disprove what the shitty person says. So technically, it's good. Technically, it's good. Okay. All right. We're gonna move on. Yeah, we're gonna move on.
Since the beginning of time, women have been trans women. Women are allowed to be scared of trans women, and it doesn't make us horrible people. Seeing as nobody else has the guts to speak about this online because of the hate train, don't worry, I don't care about the little trans activists, so I'm going to get into it. Literally, since the beginning of time, women have been abused, manipulated, and controlled by males. You do not get to dictate a girl who's went through a life of trauma and abuse that they now have to accept that you are a woman and you are allowed in their space.
We about to fact check this. First, if you mess with me, make sure you hit that follow button. This month we're celebrating Trans History and Black Business Month. Let's get it. What the hell is she talking about? First, trans women are literally women. Not to mention that study shows that it's more dangerous to be transgender than cisgender, meaning that both women and the trans community are more than likely going to be victims of a violent crime. And what's crazy to me is we're banning trans women from using women's bathroom or even joining women's sports because of women protection, but UK restaurants are literally banning meta glasses because of privacy issues. There is also a news report of a man recording an intimate moment without a woman's consent. Even Instagram had to crack down on non-consensual videos with meta glasses. And majority of the people buying meta glasses are men. So how are you gonna blame trans women for women's safety if they're in the same boat as you?
Women are allowed to be scared of trans.
And personal experience. I was sexually harassed for 2 years straight while I was pretending to be a man, just an FYI, by a woman. So to assume that only women are harassed, that is just beyond ridiculous. That is beyond ridiculous. And it's unfortunate that you think that way, child, because that's not an adult. That is a child. Um, but as they said, statistically speaking, trans people, we are attacked far more than cis people in general. Not even just cis women, cis people in general. Because I actually wrote an article. It's on my Substack. Actually, I think we have a Substack command, y'all. I think we have a Substack command. Yes, we do. I wrote an article about the whole bathroom debacle, and how unserious it is in the context that transphobes speak of it in their safety. Unfortunately, the conversation that some trans people have about, well, I want to use the correct bathroom, that's not the conversation you should be having, honey. Because see, even if you get to use the correct bathroom, statistically speaking, you're still unsafe. Because if I remember correctly, I believe the percentages are roughly the same. Roughly the same of being attacked in either bathroom. So we need to be having a conversation about how us being attacked in the bathroom is recordable. It is a recordable crisis. Whilst cis people, per the research that I did, it has been stated that them being attacked, especially by trans people, in the restrooms, isn't even recordable. It is so minuscule that it isn't even recordable. So, how about that? How about that, folks? It's a bunch of bullshit. The conversation that they're having is a bunch of bullshit. There is a safety concern for us trans people, yes, but not in the way that either side is having a conversation about it. And yeah, like I said, there's an article on there I wrote about it. There is actual research, sources are cited and everything, so I'm not just like talking out my ass. Um, yeah, feel free to read it if you want to know anything about that. A little bit more than what people are randomly saying online that may or may not be true based off of their one personal experience. Now, I do understand you might have been attacked. You might have been attacked in the bathroom. I get that. But we cannot, unfortunately, judge, and this is to cis people and trans people. We cannot simply judge what is going on all over the place off of your one experience. We have to go based off of multiple experiences to then come to a conclusion of whether or not this is a crisis or not, which, once again, it is a crisis to trans people. It's actually a crisis to trans people, not cis people. So I hate to break it to you, cis people, who may have been attacked in the bathroom. Um, you are marginalized. You are a very, very small group. Doesn't mean you don't need justice, but your justice is not in the form of banning all trans people from anything at all. At all. Anything at all. Bathroom, sports, what have you. I'm painting my nails, sorry. Um yeah, you know. It's not like I said, it's not the conversation that we're having that we should be having. There's a totally different conversation we should be having in regards to lay eau de toilette. I was about to make up French that's not even fucking correct. That's well, that's toilet water actually. That's cologne. Sorry. Ich, toilette is, or it would be what, water closet? Don't they call it water closet? I forget. Toilette is toilet though. Eau de toilette is toilet water, and that's cologne. I forgot. Sorry, because they used to make it in toilets way back in the day. Um, Apologies. God damn it, I'm running out of nail polish, so like I'm having to fucking dip it back in too much. But yeah, this shit's fucking crazy. But it is very nice to see people like him, you know, coming out and using their knowledge to assist us and be once again being a true ally. Somebody like that is an ally, you know. Somebody actually standing up for us and telling the shitty transphobes that they're wrong is an ally. You know, just being friends with me ain't enough nowadays. I'm sorry. Like I need you when you see shit. Like hell, you don't have to make a video, but if you're a cis person, you can at least make a comment and be like, I don't think that's right, or you know, maybe rethink that, or something like that. Because here's the thing. Let's what was it? I think it's around 70% of cis people, or no, not 70% of cis people. Yeah, yeah, it was around 70% of cis people don't actually know a trans person. Like actually know a trans person. Like you might work with them and know of a trans person, but actually being friends and having conversations with them like this and learning about what it is to be a trans person. Most cis people have not done that. Um, so it's staggering. It's a staggering number of people out here that have no idea what we go through. And um, I was talking to somebody, another trans person, um, and they were like, "Yeah, well, really and truly, it was I commented under their post. I wasn't like having a conversation with them or anything." Um, they were like, they think that most cis people are they most think most cis people think that we're just fucking with them. And I was like, well, when it comes to transphobes, the way they respond, I would say that's probably an accurate assessment. Because transphobes inherently don't agree with transitioning. They don't believe it at all. And therefore, it is safe to assume when, some of them, I've heard some of them be like, come on, you know, you're not a man or not a man or not a woman or whatever gender you're saying you've transitioned to. Um, and yeah, they like I said, the way they speak, I don't know. I do not think that they believe, even we believe that we are trans sometimes. And it's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of like, you really think we're out here just pretending? You really do? You really think somebody would go through any type of ridicule whatsoever just to play around, play pretend? Get your goat? You think we're just out here trolling? Is that what you think? Popping titty skittles and shit. People popping titty skittles just to fuck with you. Oh, okay. Okay, bud. That's a bit selfish. That's a bit narcissistic, I think. That's pretty wild. You put it into that perspective. Making it about you somehow. That's crazy. That's crazy to think. I can't even begin to believe that. That is wild. But there are people like that. Like I've seen it. I'm just trying to talk to them, and somehow conversation turns into them, and they're like, and I'm not talking about like the whole neurodivergent you know situation where neurodivergent people have to compare a situation, so then they start talking about something they've experienced and like that. I know that's a thing. I'm talking about a legitimate situation of like turning this shit into something about you, and it had nothing to do with you. That shit's fucking wild. That shit's fucking wild. I don't understand that one. Why? There we go. I fixed it. Let one hand down. Let's move on to the next one though. This shit. I didn't realize this. Like I didn't think about this, and I can't believe I didn't think about this.
Big name authors talking about how much Rowling yesterday came up in a. I had to be the one to tell my therapist about J.K. Rowling yesterday. It came up in a really natural conversation. We were talking about how much time I have to give to social media, or like I feel like I have to give to meet the momentum of my career as it continues to rise.
As a creator nowadays, yeah,
we were
do.
talking about other really successful, far more successful than me authors, and like how much time they're online. And she was asking about some different big name authors, and she was like, Stephen King. I was like, oh no, he's very online. And she's like, what about that Harry Potter lady, Rowling? And I was like, yeah, she's super online and wildly problematic. And I told her about J.K. Rowling, and I told her about her history, and she was appropriately shocked and horrified, which confirms to me that I chose a good therapist. But it just was another reminder of how small social media is compared to the wider world. Like, you can go look up numbers and you can see that a majority of the global population has a social media account and is somewhat active on there. But being somewhat active on social media is doing things like keeping up with your friends, scrolling through, checking for your favorite recipes or whatever. The people who are like actively engaged, like if you're talking about highly active users who are deeply engaged in any particular niche, and this is a book world niche thing, that number drops to single digits. I think something like, so I looked up a lot of this, like difference between online community and in-person community when I was researching Where Did Everybody Go, a book that I wrote about the loneliness epidemic. It came out last year. And it's wild because something like 1% of social media users are generating like the vast majority of content, and something like like 6, 7, 8, 9% of people are considered like super active. And I don't know if that gives you comfort in some kind of way whenever you look at the number of people who continue to go to these theme parks, who continue to buy this merch, buy these books, and then they get online and they say things like, wait, what did Rowling do? Wait, what? And we all roll our eyes and we say, how could you not know? They don't. There's a lot of people who are not like you and me, who are not terminally online people, who genuinely are finding out for the first time today. And that situation of somebody genuinely finding something out for the first time today that we all thought was part of just the canon of existing in the world in 2026, just existing out there. This is stuff that everybody knows. That situation, all of the things that we all think everybody knows because we're all highly active users on social media, that's true in a lot of different facets of life. That's true when it comes to science. It's true when it comes to history. It's true when it comes to book world stuff. I don't know if I'm not making excuses for people, because I do think that curiosity needs to make a comeback. I think that if you have the world's knowledge in your pocket, you should probably use it a little bit more. But everybody has their own thing, and everybody participates to the level that they can or desire to. And so I don't know, maybe it gives you some kind of dark comfort to realize that maybe the folks just don't know. Because my therapist didn't. And when they do find out, that's a different story. When they are presented the information, a lot of them are deeply horrified. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. I can't continue to support her. I don't know. I'm thinking about that a lot as yet another headline about this horrible person is making news. Thank you. Goodbye. I had to...
At that end, I feel like he is like still kind of like, I still don't know if it's forgivable kind of thing, right? Freaking like, I don't know. I feel like specifically when we're talking about a therapist, the fact that a therapist doesn't know about someone who is literally causing people trauma. Like you don't know about the trauma that she's causing to the trans community? Well, I guess you don't have any trans patients, maybe, that haven't talked about J.K. Rowling's with you at all, maybe? Or maybe some people just don't talk about things like that in therapy. I don't know. I mean, I've never talked to a therapist about J.K. Rowling, so there's that. But I don't know. My takeaway from this is it's kind of crazy that your therapist didn't know about that. I mean, I feel like you have to be under a rock to not know how transphobic she is, but maybe that's just me. I don't. And if your therapist isn't online and learning about anything that could be triggering people on like a global scale, I don't know. I find that kind of strange. Like, social media does allow a lot of people to know a certain type of climate that's going on. Now you can't judge the internet by like every what's going on everywhere, right? Of course not. But there's a significant amount of people online, so you if you see a significant amount of people talking about a certain thing, obviously that thing is affecting a significant amount of people. Um, so I don't know, just to me, it makes sense for someone in that kind of field to try to stay abreast of situations. Things that could be affecting your patients. And then God help me, if this is a therapist that specializes in people in the LGBTQIA plus community, you damn skippy, I expect you to be paying attention to what's going on in the LGBTQIA plus community. Like what? Huh? Like that's I don't know. Iffy about this chat. I'm a little iffy about this chat. He says he picked a good therapist simply because when once she found out, she reacted. I'm wondering if she's a good therapist simply because she's detached from I feel like she's detached from reality. Based off of that, that's just me. But once again, as he mentioned, terminally online. Um, like I've said in a different stream, I like him. I don't use terminally online as a pejorative. There are those of us who are content creators, or in his case, an author. So we use the internet for our craft, right? We use social media for our craft. So that's a totally different story. We're not just like out here shit posting, right? This is technically a business to us. Whether we make money or not, it's a business, nonetheless. So that's why we're here, right? That's why we're terminally online. Um, Not saying that that makes it better than people who are shit posting, but I'm saying in his case and what he's talking about, and I'm trying to make it sound less because like he made it seem like right the way he was talking about it to his therapist, he made it seem like I don't know, this is okay that I'm online so much, but I'm online because of this and that, and it's like, in my opinion, I think either is okay whether you're shit posting or doing it professionally. But if you're doing it professionally, then especially it's okay because what the hell, it's marketing, right? he, he's trying to get his name out there, right? Like he's trying to get people to learn who he is to then be like, oh yeah, I want to buy this guy's book because this is the way they think, right? That's his goal, right? Me generally, like I said, I'm always trying to help people. That's what I'm trying to do. Originally, like I said, originally I went to school for pre-med, so the mission was always to help people. I had eventually switched to journalism to help people by telling the truth, getting the truth out there and stuff. Um, Push come to shove, I did not complete school for various reasons. Various fucking reasons. Um, but yeah, I'm about helping people. That's what I use social media for. I try to help people through making them laugh. I try to help people through, like I said, telling the truth, getting the truth out there. That's what this podcast is about. And various posts that I do, the Substack as well. There's articles in there. Like I said, telling the truth, getting the truth out there. Um, and my perspective of the truth, I should say specifically. Um, Cited sources once again. .edus, .orgs, no .coms. Just an FYI. Well, that's what I use the internet for. So being terminally online for those reasons, especially, I definitely don't think one should be like, oh, I don't know, it's okay. Well, no, yes, it's okay because you're doing it for good reasons. Like you're not just wasting your time away in doom scrolling, which once again, that's perfectly fine to do as well. It might not be the healthiest thing to do, but it's perfectly fine to do. better than the alternative, right? The violent and negative get you in jail alternative, like we spoke about earlier in the street. uh but yeah, I don't know. I don't know though. Not to go too much off on a tangent of explaining that being terminally online is okay, but um I don't know. I also don't think that that's what led to us finding out about J.K. Rowling. And I think it's kind of weird that his therapist didn't know about J.K. Rowling. And then, as much as Stephen King posts and people sharing Stephen King's posts, that's a bit iffy too. That's a bit iffy too. I've always stumbled upon Stephen King's posts, but then again, it might just be the circles I roll in. I don't fucking know. I don't even follow Stephen King. I've always stumbled upon his posts, but actually, I think I do follow him. I might be lying. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, if the therapist specializes in the LGBTQIA plus community, because he does have a husband, I'm not assuming. I don't want to hear none of that. He has a husband. He said he has a husband. I'm not assuming. Um, I don't know. I don't want to assume it's somebody who specializes in the LGBTQIA plus community, because it's not like, all gay people only go to therapists that specialize in the community. But whatever. I'm gonna get off of that. We're spending too much time on that. This is some shit here. I mean, he kind of explains it in it, but like basically, this guy was out here saying, we need to stop trying to get representation from DC and Marvel and just go to actual black indie creators and get it there, because the black indie creators are giving it to us, right? Now mind you, Marvel and DC are giving it to us too, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about there. So just responding to trends. People need to stop responding to trends all the fucking time. Sometimes the trends are wrong, and sometimes you might think something's a trend just because you saw like one or two people say it. It might not really be a trend. But responding to people complaining about black representation in comics right now in today's age, they can do better for sure. But if you're speaking in a sense of saying they're not giving it to us at all, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of wild. Like, do you not know who exists in the big two? Do you not know the characters that exist? I don't think you do. I don't think you know all the characters that would be considered black characters, because or unless you're one of those people that's like, well, I mean 100% black, not people who have diluted bloodlines, you weird fucking hotep motherfuckers. And then people are going to say I misused hotep, but I don't care. But no, it's a weird conversation that shouldn't even be had in this day and age, in my opinion. If you're speaking in a sense of, oh, there's no representation whatsoever, that's fucking crazy. If you're saying that, now if you're saying it in a sense of they need to do better and give people, their own full runs, the various characters their own full runs, and start some shit and cancel it, or do like some mini shit and cancel it. That None of that, right? If you're saying that, then okay, I agree with that. But I don't think that's what they were saying. And he started catching shit for it because people started thinking, well, this motherfucker's just trying to sell his goddamn books. He don't give a shit about nothing, because, well, he's wrong, for one. So they thought he's just trying to sell his fucking books. And here's a response that speaks to both sides.
Doesn't matter if it's a creator owned
Oh, god damn it.
if it's from DC, doesn't matter if it's from Marvel, Image, Vault. Black people deserve representation in comic books. It doesn't matter if it's from DC, doesn't matter if it's from Marvel, Image, Vault, Boom, doesn't matter if it's a creator-owned book. Black people deserve to have ongoing series as well as have their own comic books. It doesn't matter what company it is from. This argument has been going on for the past week or so because the creator of Impound Comics, Brent Sands, came out in a video and he said that DC and Marvel do not owe you representation. He said this in an effort to point you towards his comic books because he actually is giving people black stories by black people, and that was the point of what he was trying to say. The problem with what he was saying was it comes at a time where everyone was criticizing Marvel Comics and Marvel Entertainment for the recent sabotaging and cancellation of multiple different black characters and black projects. A lot of people weren't doing what I did. I sat down and was like, look, all these stories are important. Doesn't matter who they're from, all these stories are important. We need to hold DC and Marvel accountable, that way we can have progress. A lot of individuals came at it the wrong way and were just trying to bash what Brent Sands was saying, when in reality, he's trying to do the right thing and give people representation because he saw a problem and he kind of got tired of everyone telling him, if you want black stories, just go make your own. I never had a problem with what he is doing when it comes to being the owner of a comic publication. My problem with what he was saying was that it defeats the purpose of all the hard work that has gone on recently to get new black projects at DC. I said this shortly after we got the announcement that we were getting 3 brand new titles from DC that were black ongoings, that look, it doesn't matter if I had any factor in it, if the movement that I helped start had any factor in it. It does not matter if they were working on these books for a while, even before I said something. The problem was it took them 3 years to get us new projects that had black ongoings. And the problem is, even if I didn't say something, they were still going to be lacking in PR. They're still not teaching people how sales work. And that is something that needed to be critiqued. And that is something that we still need to do, is critique these publishers and these studios that are not giving accurate portrayals of black individuals. And we can still do all of that while also making our own content. And what's so funny about all this is I've been living my truth this entire time. I will continue to fight for representation, whether it be with the big two or elsewhere. I will help uplift black indie creators. It does not matter. I did it before the campaign started. I did it during the campaign, as it still has been going on. And people have been kind of funny about it. They're like, look, JP, we're not talking about you. We know you're out here fighting the fight. We're talking about everybody else that isn't doing what you're doing. The problem with that logic is we can't just expect every person to hop on the black indie bandwagon tomorrow. We have to actually get them on board. We have to put the resources in their hand. They have to be affordable. And that's been a big problem with big two comics as well, is that if the project isn't affordable, if the project isn't worth their time, they're not going to seek it out. And while yes, we have made tremendous progress when it comes to this, we cannot just be mad at people who don't just immediately hop on the bandwagon and just be like, oh, you don't care about black indie comics. It is going to take time to get people interested, especially when they're still looking at these big studios to be like, hey, I want to see my favorite superhero up alongside Iron Man and Captain America and such like that, and they shouldn't be shamed for that. That's why I said we can do both. No one is saying that we should just disregard black indie comics entirely. I'm out here fighting a good fight. I'm trying to get people on board. I have an interview with Summit Comics who has black characters in the forefront next week. Like literally, we just recorded the interview yesterday. I'm doing my best to put these books in front of people, but it takes time. And this social media revolution, when it comes to having things like comic book TikTok and comic book Instagram, this is new stuff. This is new stuff that we are working on, and it takes time to get people on board with these concepts. We've done better, but we need to do more. And I'm saying, as the person who's out here fighting the fight, we need to do more, and I need more people to be on board with that. The problem also comes in the fact that we finally got these titles from DC. What's gonna happen if we did all this hooting and hollering and trying to get people on board to help fight the fight? And yes, even if the boycott didn't work out, some people were willing to boycott them. What happens if we move to phase 3, which is going to be a whole push to pre-order and sell out, not just the issue 1s, but the issue 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6, 7, and etc. What happens if nobody does that and we are back to square one with people saying nobody supports black comic books? Like, how moronic would that be if we fought this fight and then we just go, oh, the first black woman to have her own ongoing and it's written by an Eisner-nominated writer? We don't want to have that. We're not going to support that. Even though we fought for it, we're not going to support it. Oh, Static's getting a book? We're not going to support that. Even though we've wanted it for so long, we fought for the Dakota incident. We're not going to support that. Also, I keep seeing this and I want to nip this in the bud because I'm tired of seeing it. Just because we advocated for representation from the big studios and people are upset about what's been going on with Marvel does not mean anybody is begging, because that would mean anybody who has fought for representation and raised awareness about a problem was begging. Like, do you see how dumb that sounds? Let's Cut that out. Also, I know a lot of people are going to be in my comments the same way they were with the previous video, where they say, oh, you don't understand what Impound is saying, you didn't listen to what he said. He said he's still going to support DC and Marvel, but we shouldn't rely on them for representation. We should just go uplift and support Black indie creators. But the thing about it is, I'm saying, no, I did hear him. We need to do both, because if we don't do both, we are not going to have both. And to disregard them is going to cause issue where we get nothing, and we are back to square one where people say Black books don't sell at the big two. And I had a conversation with Brent Sands about this, where I was like, look, you don't understand the power of your voice. If you tell people, hey, I'm going to build my own platform because I don't want to rely on DC and Marvel. I'm still going to support DC and Marvel, but I'm going to just build my own because I don't want to rely on them. People are going to just disregard DC and Marvel. People don't hear everything you're saying, and they're just going to hear you say, don't care about DC and Marvel. And that is going to mean all the progress we are making and all the uprising we're doing in frustration, they're going to hear, oh, we should just go support Black indie. And these people who are like, oh, you're just begging, that's going to emphasize it even more, because people are going to think, oh, I don't want to come off like I'm begging, I'm just going to go over here. And it's going to cause us to be back at square one, where we have nothing from DC and Marvel, even though we've made progress with DC at the very least. At the end of the day, we can do both. I'm doing my part to show these stories to you. I want you to hop on board with these different publishers, these different creatives. That way you're able to get these books in your hand. It takes time, I understand. Not everyone's got an unlimited amount of wealth, but we are making big strides. But at the same time, we need to also put our money where our mouth is. And if a publisher is going to give us what we want, we need to show up for it. Because if we don't, what was the point? What was the point? Thank you so much. Have a great day. Black people deserve representation in comic books. It doesn't matter if it's from DC, it doesn't matter if it's from Marvel, Image, Vault, Boom, doesn't matter if it's a creator-owned book. Black people deserve to have ongoing series.
So yeah, like I was saying, while he was talking, I should have waited. Like if people aren't buying the books that they're finally making that you wanted, because you're so busy boycotting because they took so long to make them. Well, like you said, back to square one. Because they're not going to make them anymore. Because they're going to be like, well, fuck you. Like, you're not buying them. So, God damn it. Like, don't be like, no, don't go to them for representation. Go to indie publishers and forget them altogether. I mean, you can go to both. But like I said, some indie publishers are not affordable. Some indie publishers, because they're, doing all this, they're on their own, paying for all this stuff on their own. They will be like, they'll charge you a ridiculous amount per issue. It's crazy. And it's just like, I want to support you, but can't support all of you. Can't support all of you with the amount of money that y'all are out here charging. Can't even support all of Marvel and DC with how much Marvel and DC charge. So there's that. But yeah, you can't just be like, no, fuck Marvel and DC because they're not giving us representation, because then it'll just go back to being whitewashed. And there you go. So gotta keep at it, kids. Gotta keep at it. I thought this was pretty cool. I am an Aquarius, so
works in ways that no one. To my Aquarius nigga, can I tell you a secret? Nigga, you thrive in the chaos, my nigga. You wanna know why? Because you are the chaos, my nigga. You're fucking amazing. You're brilliant. You're a genius. Your mind works in ways that no one else can handle. Only you can juggle everything that you juggle. Stay grounded. Keep fucking shit up too. To my Aquarius nigga, can I tell you a secret?
Like all zodiac symbols have pretty cool things about them. Aquarius people, as far as I know, were super creative. Apparently were literally good, like writing, putting words together and shit. That's what's said. And we, as she said, apparently we like chaos, so. Do have been a goblin blood in me, probably. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But then again, nah. Just Fae. Just chaotic Fae. That's what it is. Chaotic Fae. And last but not least, Commander Pineapple. Commander Pineapple, I have a word with you. As we said earlier, you have all been good beings. You're all wonderful individuals, and I love you all. Thank you for being here. Oh, I thought I was caught up in my cord. Thank you for being here. It has been wonderful. I have appreciated y'all so much. Oh, we got some activity. We got some activity. What activity did we get? That was my status yesterday. Like, literally, there was a person that smelled like a scrotum near me, a musty old scrotum, and I was just like, oh my god. Why? Why? Oh yeah, season finale of X-Men 97 came out today. Don't know if y'all are watching it. I know I've suggested it to a few of you, that if you hadn't seen the original series, you don't have to watch the original series, but the original series from back in the day when I was a kid, so you know how that shit's fucking old. It was made in 97. Dun, dun, dun. You don't have to watch that. It would help to watch it, though, to fully know what's going on here. Because technically, it's X-Men. There's time travel. If you know X-Men, you know there's time travel. So, like, there's events that have occurred in the previous season that technically the origins of those events are in this season. Like, if you know what I mean, like if you've been watching it all, like you kind of started all these problems that you've had since the first season. X-Men, Charles, Eric. Oh, God rest his soul. That might be a spoiler for some of y'all. I shouldn't have said that. But it's good. It's good. It's good. Watch it. Watch it. It's real good. The original series was good, and this one, they didn't fail us. This shit's fucking uncanny. Anyways, X-Men joke. If you know, you know. X-Men joke. That's a simple X-Men joke too. Like I'm not even like I shouldn't even get like credit as an X-Men fan for that one. That's that's an easy one. That's a dad pun there. But yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I got some memes, I was doing. Yeah, Wolverine. I wish a nigga would. It was like, oh, they trying to jump us? Because like, I guess it would be a spoiler if I tell you, but like, two different teams like come after them, and it's like, oh, really? Because like that's when like he basically says what's going on. Like, oh, these motherfuckers ganging up on us. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Logan's like, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Ooh, bitch. All right, y'all back from ads. Hey, what's up? Y'all back from ads. We were just talking about X-Men 97. If you have not seen it and you like superhero shit, especially animated superhero shit, and especially if you watch the original series, you should watch it. It's fun. It's cool. It's awesome. I've been making memes about it. They won't make any sense if you haven't been watching the show, but they're funny. We've hit almost an hour and a half, so I think we've got a good episode in the bag. The mic actually was on the correct mic this time. I didn't even bother to check to see if it was, but thank God it was, because I can see it is, because the goddamn voice meters is just bouncing up and down and almost peaking. But you know, it's all good. We're all fine and dandy. Nobody told me it sounded like shit, so we're going to assume it didn't sound like shit. But let's drop in some shouty outies. Some shouty outies. Chesh Kitten is a wonderful individual that streams. You should check her out sometime. Rory. Oh, I gotta put that. Rory is a streamer as well. You should go ahead and check her out as well. I don't think anybody else came in. But all of you nonetheless are wonderful, wonderful little beans. If you're not in the Discord, feel free to join. Is there anything else I should? I mean, the threads that you're seeing in front of you would be there. Interesting. I didn't even put anything with that. I didn't put like a cheeky little dialogue with it. But yeah, if you want to add me on threads, you can add me on threads. There's various other social medias, but I don't remember I don't remember if I have commands for all of them, so I'm not going to keep going through that. But we've had fun. It's been nice. It's been great. Thank you for being here. Love you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the chats. You are awesome, lovely people. We're gonna call it. We outie 5,000. Bye bye. Bye bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye bye.